value in the strength of those that I've grown. There'll be no comfort in the shade of your shadows. But I'd be yours if you'd be mine. Stretch out my life and pick the seams out. Take what you like, but close my ears and eyes. Watch me stumble over and over. I had done wrong. You built your tower, but call me home, and I will build a throne and wash my eyes out never again. But love the one you hold, and I'll be your goal, to have and to hold, the lover of the light, with skin too tight and eyes like marbles who spin me high. So watch me as I glide before I tumble homeward, homeward. I know I've tried, I was not stable, floored by pride. I miss my sanguine eyes, so hold my hands up, breathe in and breathe out. So love the one you hold, and I'll be your goal, to have and to hold, a lover of the light. And in the middle of the night, come and watch you go. There'll be no value in the strength of those that I've grown. There'll be no comfort in the shade of the shadows. You may not trust the promises of the change I'll show, but I'd be yours if you'd be mine. Exit now.
Salut X-Big.
Go straight. Go straight. Okay, let's find a new route. Rerouting. When possible, make a U-turn. Recomputing. Make a U-turn now. Let's get this job done.
Alo, yallah yallah.
Hello，
1023，你走不动吗？
Yallah.
Get ready to turn left.
1023，你是730啊？730的发动机你拉不动吗？
Turn left.
Alo, yallah.
So it is just like you said it would be. Life goes easy on most of the time. And so it is. The short story. No love, no glory. No hero in her sky. I can't take my eyes off of you. 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 Can't take my eyes off of you. I can't take
你
my
他妈有病吧！畜生！
And so it is, just like you said it should be. We'll both forget the breeze most of the time. And so
Ulan acemi. Açık alsana.
the colder water Can't take my eyes off of you. Can't take my eyes off of you. Can't take my eyes off of you. Can't take my eyes. Can't take my mind. Can't take my mind off of you. Can't take my mind. Can't take my mind off of you.
出车祸的直接 F7行不行？还有
320往边子靠一下呀。
Love you。
又堵住了这个。你爽啊！
For this。
يلا يلا
Il y a Camping Paradis.
Bonnes vacances.
Mais on n'attend pas Patrick.
White lips,
Dalil yallah.
breathing in
Allez Lola.
snowflakes, burnt lungs is our taste. Lights gone, days end, struggling to pay rent. Long nights, strange men. They say she's in the class 18, stuck in her daydream. Been this way since 18, but lately her face seems slowly sinking, wasting, crumbling like pastries. They scream the worst things in life come free to us, 'cause we're just under the upper hand. I'll go mad for a couple grams, but she don't wanna go outside tonight. And in a pipe she flies to the motherland, sells love to another man. It's too cold outside for angels to fly. Angels to fly. Ripped gloves, wind cold. Tried to swim, stay
Bye bye.
tired house, loose change, banknotes, weary eyed, dry
Hello, bye bye.
woke up. They say she's in the class 18, stuck in her daydream. Been this way since 18, but lately her face seems slowly sinking, wasting, crumbling like pastries. They scream the worst things in life come free to us, 'cause we're just under the upper hand. I'll go mad for a couple grams, but she don't wanna go outside tonight. And in a pipe she flies to the motherland, sells love to another man. It's too cold outside for angels to fly. An angel will die covered in white. Close eyes, hoping for a better life. This time we'll fade tonight, straight down the line. They say she's in the class 18, stuck in her daydream. This way since 18, but lately
No no. Yeter lan.
slowly sinking, wasting,
Fuck you.
crumbling like pastries. They scream the worst things in life come free to us, and we're all under the upper hand. Go mad for a couple grams.
Bouge ta quille.
Wanna go outside tonight. In the pipe, there's a job to do. Sell love to another man. It's too cold outside. Angels to fly. Angels to fly. Fly, fly. Angels to fly, to fly.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Sorry.
Okay. Let's go, guys.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
all these cheap things I see. Oh no, what's spider web along caught in the middle.
发啥？没你这一溜就叫发啥？倒回去。
没看到前面堵车吗？超个屁啊！超！
chiama contanevo.
我问一下，这不该吗？不该吗？ Time to hit the road.
With all the stupid things I've done, I never meant to cause you trouble. I never meant to do you wrong. If I ever caused you trouble, oh no, I never meant to do you harm.
Ulan öküz o derseyle çıkılır mı?
Oh no, I see a spider web and it's me in the middle. So I twist and turn. But here am I in my little bubble, singing out. I never meant to cause you trouble. I never meant to do you wrong. If I ever caused you trouble, no, I never meant to do you harm.
Voglio 2, pulmovite.
They spun all
推一把不行啊。我对面那个兄弟，你加塞干啥？没看见这个车牌子？
买到了，躲车。
953，你拼命要加油门就行了，我帮你推着。别往后倒了，直走。
菜佬 number one。
273，你能不能出来？要不要怼你一下？
怼我一下吧，谢谢。
要不要怼呀？
怼吧，怼吧，我出不来了，往车头这边怼。还得再怼一下。
52，你独挡吗？独挡。你现在上不来了。我没给你啊。
就是那个人的挂，他的尾巴他丢在这。就是454那个挂，他把它丢在这卡住了。
But that's not enough. Over the next weeks, an
那基
E82
本上
wind
你在这
turbine
里
will
保
be
持
joining
档，
them
然后
here.
你再读，它有10秒的穿透，还有10秒的穿透，你读的。
这953你要准备往上冲准备啊！你这个底盘有点大。
They are the monsters of the motorhome sector. Long-distance trucks for adventure holidays off the beaten track. The off-road
有
giants
人
are
故意
expected to take their owners to the
堵
most
在最
remote
前面
parts of the，
那个
globe
人就不
in
走。
comfort and safety. This places great demands on the firms that build them. Out in the wilderness, the smallest manufacturing error can have serious consequences. The residential containers in particular are something special. Huge water tanks, fridges, toilets, showers, and aircon units have to be installed in a minimal amount of space. Some like it practical and compact, but others want 5-star total luxury. But all these vehicles have one thing in common. They are all veritable off-road caravan monsters. Berlin isn't really seen as pristine wilderness.
100多人了。
It's here that top-drawer expedition trucks are built. Andre
那个兄弟
Schwartz is an
是
expert
冰
in
岛
this
吗？
field. He's already built more than 50 long-haul motorhomes.
And the next, please.
This is his next project, a decommissioned NG80 fire truck built by Mercedes in 1988. In this state, the vehicle is worth around 15,000 euros. After conversion, it will sell for around $250,000.
Fire trucks like this weren't used much. This one is 30 years old but has only 27,000 kilometers on the clock, so it's a good basis for a long-distance camper.
Although the former local authority vehicle has outdoor potential, it will take a good year to turn the old fire truck into a high-end long-distance motorhome. As with every project, the complex conversion work begins with dismantling. The old container has to go.
We need the holes to attach the belts to lift up the superstructure in such a way that it's balanced.
The container used to house the water tank, along with the pump, tools, and equipment.
前面的那个3个要一个斜往前动动。
When lifting the
我们走不了
container,
了
the。men have to take care that the chassis isn't damaged.
This is our jack of all trades, a last generation EFA L60, basic but very reliable. We use it for lifting all of our cabins and moving our heavy parts. It has been doing that for nearly 30 years and has never let us down. I wouldn't swap it for anything in the
前面
world.
啊，走了。
All the
后面动起来，后面动起来，
container
都走
have
了。
been severed. The old East German crane tries to lift the 600 kilograms off the chassis. But after 30 years together, the two are far from willing to part.
Jammed? Have you got a crowbar?
The search for the problem begins. 10 years' experience of converting old vehicles pays off.
They fed the steel cable through there. What a disaster. Let me have a go.
The problem is the winch's steel cable. It goes right through the chassis and inadvertently secures the superstructure.
We'll remove a section of the floor and cut off the cable guide wire. That should do the trick. There's always some snag.
The hole in the floor is no problem. The old fire brigade container will be scrapped anyway. An hour later, the problem is solved. The chassis and the container have been separated. In this business, delays are par for the course.
Let's give it another try.
This time, the cabin lifts off the chassis with ease. The team are back on schedule.
Up.
The old cabin is lowered to the ground. The chassis can now be inspected. It's in good condition and rust-free. Later, it will be cleaned and repainted. The leaf springs will be re-engineered and the entire frame raised 10 centimeters. The men will also replace the brake lines and install a new cable harness for the electrical system. That's a lot of work for the Berlin team.
Oh, the exhaust has fallen apart. So much for fire brigade maintenance standards.
So it too will have to be replaced.
We'll have to change quite a few things. The braking system is totally unsuitable for what we need. Taking out the fire brigade tank will create space for perhaps 2 400-litre fuel tanks, 800 litres of diesel, and a storage unit for the batteries. But first we need to know how heavy the vehicle is.
After drastically slimming down the truck, Andre Schwartz has to know how heavy what's left is. That is crucial for detailed planning of the conversion. This plant, 600 kilometers further south, in Vilshofen on the Danube, manufactures commercial vehicles and trucks. And today it has received a very special guest. This brand new MAN TGS is to be turned into an off-road caravan monster. The truck already has a price tag of 220,000 euros. Powered by a 12.5-liter 480 horsepower engine, it has 4 axles and an 8x8 drive unit. But that's not enough.
The vehicle is 9 meters long, but the customer wants us to extend it by another 2 meters.
In order to support a huge, luxurious residential cabin later, the frame will be extended to 11 meters. First of all, this means dismantling the rear axle unit. It alone weighs 2,000 kilograms and is part of the all-wheel drive system.
又来一个强行插塞的。
The expedition vehicle has been commissioned by Above all, he attaches priority to pure luxury. But before the extensions can be welded on, the frame first has to be reduced in size by 20 centimeters.
这种道路还敢强行
The old bumper would make the construction unstable. Weighing more than 50 kilograms, the steel extensions are made-to-measure elements and have to be fitted with total accuracy. Any deviation would alter the static equilibrium of the frame, and off-road, that could prove disastrous. Later, the MAN will spend a lot of time in desert conditions. In such difficult terrain, the chassis will be exposed to enormous torsional forces.
恭喜你去沟里了。
Under any circumstances.
快走，快点走！我要冲，是得要冲才能上去。九虎山，你快点！
Protective atmosphere around the welding wire. This prevents any oxygen bubbles from getting into the seam.
是不是故意在这堵啊？前面又没人，他们又不走，就往这占一条道。弯道不要停车，弯道不要停车。
不是啊，要冲上去。
Including the residential cabin, the truck now weighs 27 tons. Consequently, 4 reinforcing brackets also have to be fitted. Each bracket is secured with more than 20 bolts.
哎，快点，快点！
The Arab prince plans to undertake
赶紧的，赶紧的，
trips
走
with
了
a
走
small
了。
family. To ensure that all 4 of them feel totally comfortable, he wants the furnishings to be luxurious.
又来一个加塞。
Is that extravagant for a prince? Not really. I think it's okay.
The rear axle unit is put in its new position and attached to the frame with 12 bolts. Later, it will be connected up again to the drive shaft and the brake and electronic systems. The new wheelbase of more than 8 meters will demand a great deal from the driver. Back in Berlin, Andre Schwartz has to determine the weight of the old fire truck in order to plan the design of the residential cabin exactly. This concrete surface is a truck weighing machine. After conversion, the vehicle must not weigh more than 7.5 tons. Its future owner obtained his driving license before 1998, so he can only drive a vehicle with a maximum weight of 7,500
634让我过一下。
For anything heavier than that, he would need a heavy goods vehicle license.
5.820 Kilo.
5,820 kilograms. The cabin, windows and everything will add another 900 kilograms, leaving 800 for the interior fittings. Add the weight of a full fuel tank and the limit is pretty close.
So the Berlin team doesn't have much leeway. The container has to be as light but as stable as possible. Andre Schwartz knows from experience how important that is. He himself has traveled far and wide in his own long-distance camper, an old IFA L60 built in 1989 in former East Germany. As you can imagine, Andre converted it himself. A qualified construction mechanic with a degree in geography, today he designs vehicles for other people. In doing so, Schwartz and his team specialize in recycling and converting old trucks. Part 2 of his Fire Brigade project has arrived, an almost identical NG80 Mercedes from 1985. This old local authority vehicle costs 13,000 euros.
From the color, you'd think it was a police vehicle. From the structure, I reckon it belonged to a kind of pioneer brigade. It has a large cabin with 4 seats. That's really good and also makes it suitable as a long-distance motorhome. And it has a winch, which is far from common. The truck has a few features which can be put to good use for long-distance travel.
The police truck will serve as a source of spare parts and special components for building up the fire truck. Official vehicles receive regular maintenance and rarely have many kilometers on the clock.
So let's see what they provided us with.
At one time, the vehicle was used for transporting barriers for demonstrations. Perhaps the load area might yield something useful.
So what have we got here? Oh, a set of tires and a load of office furniture. So this is how you save money on refuse collection. We'll have to think about what to do with it. Let's see if the tires are any good. Sometimes you strike it lucky. Vehicles like this are always a bit of a surprise package. Let's check everything out.
But the absolute jackpot is the large driver's cab with its 4 seats, an absolute rarity with this model. But that actually is what the team had their eyes on. The green cabin is 60 centimeters longer and will soon be fitted to the fire truck. The MAN truck has now arrived at the special body construction firm in Hesse. With its chassis extended, the TGS is now an impressive 11 meters long and weighs 8 tons. But this truck's large size isn't necessarily an advantage.
902，你先别动，你先让我过去，我还没上去。
E aí, Paulo?
Angle of approach and
Beleza?
descent on a hill are too steep. The truck could bottom out. With its really long wheelbase, there is that risk. Otherwise, for its size and length, it has great cross-country mobility.
902 stop。
Today, the truck will be married with the huge
Estamos só
residential
fazendo uma
cabin
correria
to
aqui,
give
tem
the
uns caras que
off-road
não dá
giant a
conta
total
de
weight of
andar aí e
27
tem que ficar
tons.
parando no trânsito pros outros descer.
The marriage will be attended by a royal visitor. The prince has come from Qatar for an intermediate inspection. This extravaganza on 8 wheels will cost him 1.2 million euros.
Positivo,
Anyone
hein?
paying that
Fica dando
kind of money
trabalho.
has a right to his own special requests. The CEO will accompany the prince and his assistants during their inspection.
Generally speaking, I must say that
Beleza aí,
customers
com
from the
Deus
Middle East
aí,
are
boa
all
chegada
different,
ali,
so to say.
dê tudo certo
They
aí.
have very
Logo, logo
special
você tá lá, daqui
ideas,
umas 3 horas.
irrespective of whether
Com
they are
Deus, tudo bom?
technically feasible. But then again, we are bodywork specialists. We turn the client's wishes into reality.
One special request for the front of the MAN is being discussed.
Stop
A huge
902
cable winch, and it will need to be protected from damage.
We'd like to integrate that with an underride guard because of the size of the winch. It'll be the biggest we've ever fitted. So it will need some protection. We'll have to redesign the entire front.
The inspection takes several hours. But today there's also something else involved. To give the prince as good an idea as possible of what the finished motorhome will look like, the huge residential cabin is going to be placed on the truck. The customer wants to see results. Back in Berlin, vehicle manufacturer Andre Schwartz is also about to carry out a serious operation. The 2 former local authority trucks have been prepared for a transplant.
Wir haben jetzt die Aufgabe, die Fahrerhäuser zu tauschen, also aus
We're going to switch the 2 drivers' cabins. Then we'll continue working with this cab on this truck.
The cabin on the police truck is much bigger, so it's more practical for adventure expeditions into remote areas. For the switch, the cab is secured with tear-proof crane hangers so that it can be raised under control with a forklift. The 2 local authority vehicles have the same wheelbase and are of the same make. Good prerequisites for switching their drivers' cabs. The police truck is decapitated first. Its passenger cabin weighs around 800 kilograms. But that is no problem at all for the forklift. Although the 2 cabins look robust, the men work carefully. Any jarring could cause the windows in particular to crack.
Ja, sieht trostlos aus.
Looks sad, doesn't it?
Sieht trostlos aus. Aber es ist nicht wieder.
But it won't be like that for long.
The driver's cab from the fire truck is now lowered onto the police vehicle, which over the next few days will be made roadworthy, officially certificated, and sold. But without this one particular part,
This bracket here supports the driver's cab. These here are the shock absorbers. You've seen how cabs rock.
Ja,
The
Habibi.
bracket cushions any unevenness in the road for the driver. We'll reinstall the bracket in the other vehicle because its cab is
Hello.
longer. In the end, it will be located in here and be sealed off.
the bracket is removed and reinstalled in the other truck.
Beyler
Without
beni
it, the
duyuyor
driver
musunuz?
would soon get a backache in off-road conditions. The old police cab still has to be altered.
Alo,
An
sesimi
opening
duyan
is
var
being
mı?
cut in the rear wall of the driver's cab. The buyer wants to have direct access to the
Sesim geliyor
residential.
mu ses?
That's more convenient. Also safer. Should danger threaten from the outside, for example in the form of wild animals, the driver could get to the steering wheel from the residential area and steer the vehicle to safety.
Ses geliyor mu ses?
Driver's cabs. The next job is to dismantle old parts.
Jetzt haben wir natürlich das Problem, wir haben
One problem, of course, is that we now have lots of old material.
was man sich
We'll have to check what can still be used and what needs to be replaced. It takes roughly 1 day per driver's cab to get everything back the way it should be, to exchange the hydraulic cylinders and everything.
Exchanging the engines would have been too costly. In 2 days, both vehicles are roadworthy again. The project can progress. In Hesse, with the prince from Qatar looking on, the 9-meter-long residential cabin is about to be placed on the truck. Over the next few weeks, a luxury habitat will be created on an area of 25 square meters. The super camper will be able to withstand wind and rain for more than 30 years, thanks to the special walls made of 6-centimeter thick sandwich panels. The prince is already impressed.
Did you notice his smile when we stepped in here for the first time? That, of course, is what we want to see.
The cabin has 5 windows, together with the door and the holes in the ceiling for the air conditioning. In all, there are 13 openings. Later, they will be particularly well sealed. Otherwise, the aircon system would not be able to generate acceptable temperatures in the mobile oasis.
I think here is going to be the master bedroom. Here is going to be the toilet and the shower cabin. The kitchen area here. Here the sitting area. And here the bunk bed room. And there is a small bathroom here to support this area.
One special feature is the slide out, as it is known. The entire ceiling is from the outer wall, providing an extra 2 square meters of space. In the wilderness, this will be pure luxury, just like the comprehensive entertainment package.
A 55 or 60-inch TV is standard. And
这是
it's
被
not
管理
just
封了5天吗？
This means that there must be access to a TV from every angle. We'll probably
干得
also
漂
have
亮
to fit one in this slide out as well.
Together with his wife and their 2 children, the prince also plans to undertake longer journeys in the mobile home.
It depends where we are. If that's on the Middle East, yes, we'll stay for 15 or 20 days. But on Africa, no, sure, it will be more than 30 days.
The project got underway 6 months ago. The prince has spent more than €1 million. Now he wants everything wrapped up as soon as possible.
I think not more 3 or 4 months.
Time is of the essence. The final preparations are being made for the marriage of residential container and tractor unit. The presence of a high-ranking visitor from Qatar doesn't make the task any easier for the team.
Oh my God. Working on your own is a bit different from having the customer standing alongside watching you. This isn't exactly a VW Beetle that's being bolted together. Here, we're in a totally different price category.
5 men, these 18 bolts, and the ceiling crane are now called upon. First, the container is slowly lifted up.
多重多重。
When the trestles have been removed, the 4,000-kilogram container hovers 2 meters above the floor of the workshop. The 8-ton bridegroom is now reversed through the gateway. No easy task with an 8-meter wheelbase.
When the mirrors pass the door, see to it that the nose comes over here a bit.
The driver has to be careful not to damage the wing mirror. On the underside of the cabin are 3 large lugs which have to fit with millimeter precision into the sockets on the truck's chassis. The 5-centimeter threaded bolts and diverse brackets will hold the construction together for years to come. It's only now that the group from Qatar are beginning to comprehend the size of the project. They have already come up with a name for it.
Yeah, because I think it's one of the biggest done till now. That's why we call it a monster. If you look, even the steps, it's hard to reach the first step of the car.
In Berlin, too, the focus is on the residential section.
We have to assemble the cabin in 1 day because tomorrow we'll be getting the parts for the next cabin for the Z-Cross. So we've got everybody here.
At Andre Schwartz's firm, all the residential containers are built on the spot. Here, too, the material consists of 6-centimeter sandwich panels. The walls consist of a specially foamed material enclosed on each side by aluminum sheeting, like a sandwich. This design ensures particularly good insulation. It's comparable to a 30-centimeter thick brick wall, only it is much lighter and thinner. The aluminum frame forms the basis of the residential unit. It weighs 180 kilograms. The joints are coated with special permanently elastic adhesive. It determines the time frame. The men now have 20 minutes to fit the wall. The container consists of 4 outer walls, a floor, and